Meeting to order. It is October 22nd, 2025, 10 a.m. and we're here for a ambulance service district update. And I will turn it over to our auditor.
So the biggest conversation for this meeting was about either delaying or canceling one of the Hortons.
Yeah.
They actually talked about it in the last two meetings.
Uh-huh.
And they did come to the conclusion as a board that they would like to go ahead and keep them all coming. They talked about delaying it for one of the Hortons for a year, which would have been okay for one, but they have decided that, they do have some issues mechanically with some of the older ones. And they are kind of spread out as far as when they're going to come in. So they feel like just keeping them all on order.
One of the things...
because we don't have to pay until they actually hit the floor, right? So I think it's going to spread out over a couple of budgets as they come in. We got one supposed to be coming in February, and the other three sometime in the spring. So it'll be going on into the next
budget season.
Closer to the next budget season, and the payments are budgeted for in this budget, the full amount, right? So, and there's going to be that savings from the time until it actually gets here that you're going to save to move on to the next budget as well, because we're not paying anything until they hit the floor. So they're hoping to go ahead and keep all of them coming as scheduled, so that, because once you cancel one, then when you do go to reorder, you got to be 3 years ahead of the game on a lot of it, because they're so far out. To order was a big part of the discussion as far as.
Well, I think on that was on Horton. I think Horton's been our, but if we.
Braun is kind of out that far too, not as far as Horton. Braun, the reason we got the one Braun so much quicker was because they already had.
It was a demo.
That one was already there, right? And they're a little bit quicker as far as at these last orders were as far as getting the chassis and stuff.
Okay.
So
and they're locked in on the price because the price has increased since they've ordered.
Right,
too.
which is why they ordered when they ordered, was because of that increase that was coming up after January.
Okay.
It was pretty sufficient. So that was kind of where they went.
How's our call volume, and what does it look like for income for the ambulance district so far? Are we up? Are we down? That's one of the decisions I think that need to be looked into. Is we need to take a yearly look at what we did last year, of what we've done now, and whether it's up or down, sustainable. I mean, this has all got to meet off of those money figures.
Right, which is why we put a little more effort into the budget this time around, for sure. It was just really taking everything into consideration a little better than we did last year, because it's just the background wasn't there and the grant money was a little confusing.
Okay. Well, what I would like to see within the next month is I want to see what our payables were now compared to last year. And what would be nice is if the commission can get when we have monthly statements, it would be nice to see have a yearly statement, have a yearly amount, and what was done last year on income, so that we can compare, because I think that's going to tell us, are we doing better this year? I mean, is that what have we
And it has
said
stayed
that?
pretty consistent when I look at the revenue part.
Okay.
We should start showing a little bit better because we did raise some rates, right?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Then in this meeting, Scott did point out that Systems Design's got a hold of them. Well, got a hold of everybody that they deal with, I guess. About what's it called? Some of the funding that comes from rural county subsidies.
Yeah.
And that the government has said, oh, we're not doing that anymore, kind of thing. So that might affect what's coming in, how it's coming in. He didn't have any specific numbers on that. He was going to research that and send an email out.
Will that affect this budget?
That's what we're not sure of yet. He's waiting to get some more
Okay, so-
information and some numbers and
So my concern is we've got 4 ambulances coming.
Mhm.
And if this budget can do it, if I just want to see, I want to see it. The thing is if we do have a a decrease in our funding,
Mhm.
if the government, how much of that funding? So I'd like to hear that first.
Yeah.
And make sure that we keep all our options open right now.
There's also something going on with Medicaid, and this goes back a few meetings, and I'll probably misspeak against some
Mhm.
some of the wording, but there is something going on that is supposed to get us some money.
Yeah. I remember that.
Right?
Yep.
So there's also the possibility of that coming
Okay.
through, hopefully, in the near future. So, yeah, it's hard to predict all of this stuff, but when we put the budget together, we accounted for the grant money as part of,
Yeah.
going forward, and we have that lease money in there. So,
Okay.
just sticking with what we've been consistently bringing in, patient revenue kind of thing.
Mhm.
I feel like it's going to be comfortable. The
It's gonna
audit's
be-
almost done,
Okay.
which will also
Now,
kind of shed some light on stuff for you guys.
but you just basically kind of stated that we have those rural funds that may not come in.
Mhm.
I want to know how much
Yeah, how
those
much
are.
that,
Right.
how much that
That's what
is.
I said. Scott's
Yeah.
supposed to be getting some more information on that to see if they
Okay.
can kind of
Okay.
give him a little more detail on what that means for our county,
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
because that's going to hit everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, and look at our county. With the Save Our Rural Schools funds and
Mhm.
some of the federal funding, a lot of that they're going to cut out. And we don't know what Medicaid and it's kind of, we're kind of all in a. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's supposed to get information on that.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, we'll just keep moving forward.
Yeah. That way we have a better idea of what the future may
Yeah.
look like with 4
Yeah.
versus 3.
right. And the other discussion they had was about selling the older ambulances as the newer ones come in. They
Mhm.
kind of tabled that until newer ones come in, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll help with
I
some of
agree.
that as well.
Yep.
And they did want to clarify that when the ambulances get sold like that, we talked about probably have to go to auction through the county.
Yeah, I'd have to go through. It would.
And would the money just automatically go to the ambulance
Yep.
district?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ambulance district's
yeah.
money.
And how we'd have to go about selling them, I guess was
Um,
kind of one of the big things.
I think that I believe they need to be auctioned. To the highest bidder, like
Mhm.
Idaho State Code says. On every taxing entity, it has to go to the highest bidder. So there would have to be some sort of an auction, and it could be a sealed bid, it could be a live auction. It's just whatever they would want.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get ready to do that, I think it's 14 days, right, Sydney,
4.
for the
Yeah.
notice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 14-day notice that we have to give out, and then in the paper, and then they can do a sealed bid auction or whatever, and it needs to probably be here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were kind of thinking. That
Yeah.
probably have to come through here, but
Yeah, and the
that'll be
money's
down
there.
the line once the new ones start coming in, and we can evaluate whether or not some of these old ones
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
can go. Then they'd
Okay.
like to work on doing that to help
Okay.
with some of that as well. So
All right. All right. Do we have anything further?
No.
Everything. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll just keep trucking along. You guys are doing well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned.